What if Spain's most fascinating treasures weren't found in its bustling cities or famous landmarks, but hidden in its wild landscapes, shaped by fire, water, time, and legend? From volcanic islands powered by renewable energy to ancient forests older than recorded history, this country's natural wonders reveal a side of Spain that few textbooks ever touch. So join us as we explore some of the most extraordinary natural sights in Spain, places where geology, history, and biodiversity come together in unforgettable ways. Timanfaya National Park. What if you could walk across a landscape so alien it looks like the surface of Mars, but it's right here on Earth? Welcome to Timanfaya National Park on Lanzarote in the Canary Islands, where fire and lava still shape the terrain. This surreal volcanic landscape was formed during a series of massive eruptions between 1730 and 1736, one of the longest in recorded history. For 6 straight years, lava covered nearly a quarter of the island, swallowing entire villages and reshaping Lanzarote's geography. The result is a vast expanse of black lava fields, conical craters, and steam-belching fissures that remain geothermally active to this day. Temperatures just a few meters below the surface reach over 600 degrees Celsius, demonstrated at the visitor center where dry brush bursts into flames when tossed into a pit. In 1974, Timanfaya was declared a national park to protect this otherworldly environment, which is surprisingly full of life. Despite the harsh conditions, lichens, hardy shrubs, and even blind crabs and unique microfauna have found ways to thrive. The park is also famous for its unique culinary twist. At El Diablo restaurant, food is grilled over a natural volcanic vent. Timanfaya is a living laboratory for volcanology, ecology, and human adaptation, and an unforgettable reminder of Earth's raw power. Teide National Park. This is where Spain's highest point is located. Mount Teide, rising 3,715 meters above sea level, is the centerpiece of Teide National Park on Tenerife in the Canary Islands. This massive stratovolcano, still technically active, shaped not only the island but also much of Canary mythology and science. The Guanches, the island's indigenous people, believed Teide was a sacred mountain that held back evil spirits. Today, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most visited national parks in Europe. The landscape is out of this world, literally. NASA tested Mars rovers on its lava fields due to their similarity to Martian terrain. Formed by massive volcanic eruptions over millions of years, the park is a geologist's playground, featuring lava tubes, ash cones, and solidified magma domes. Endemic species like the Teide violet survive in this high-altitude, low-oxygen environment, while the air quality and lack of light pollution make it one of the best stargazing spots on Earth. It's also a place of cultural pride. Teide has inspired Spanish poets, scientists, and even Charles Darwin, who studied the island's biodiversity. Whether you're ascending by cable car or climbing to the summit at sunrise, Teide is more than a mountain. It's a symbol of the Canary Islands' raw power and timeless beauty. Hierro Geopark. What happens when a tiny island becomes a global model for sustainable living and geological diversity? El Hierro, the smallest and most remote of the Canary Islands, is a UNESCO global geopark that punches far above its weight in natural and scientific significance. Entirely volcanic in origin, the island showcases a textbook example of hotspot volcanism, with dramatic cliffs, ancient lava flows, underwater volcanic cones, and more than 500 visible volcanic structures. One of its most striking features is the El Golfo Escarpment, a massive landslide scar that left a dramatic half-moon cliff wall plunging into the Atlantic. El Hierro is also the site of Spain's most recent underwater eruption. In 2011, the submarine volcano Tagoro formed just off the southern coast, altering local marine ecosystems and offering scientists a rare chance to observe deep-sea volcanic activity in real time. But geology is only part of the story. El Hierro became the world's first island to run on 100% renewable energy with its hydro-wind hybrid power plant, Garona del Viento. The islanders' commitment to sustainability, combined with their preservation of unique agricultural terraces and pre-Hispanic rock art, makes this geopark a model of ecological balance. Whether you're exploring lava tubes, hiking through pine forests, or diving into volcanic reefs, El Hierro is a living classroom of earth science and innovation. Las Médulas. This was the most important gold mine, as well as the largest open-pit gold mine in the entire Roman Empire. Located in the province of Leon, Las Médulas is a striking landscape of jagged red cliffs, tunnels, and chestnut groves. Its surreal beauty wasn't formed by nature alone, but by Roman mining. Around the 1st century AD, the Roman Empire launched one of its largest gold extraction projects here, using a technique called ruina montium, or wrecking of mountains. Engineers redirected rivers and used hydraulic power to collapse entire hillsides, extracting nearly 5,000 kilograms of gold over 2 centuries. The operation required thousands of workers, mostly local Asturians and enslaved people, and it permanently reshaped the region's geography. Today, the blend of scarlet rock formations and lush greenery is so unique that Las Médulas was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1997. Trails now wind through former mining tunnels, and lookout points like Orellin offer panoramic views of this archaeological marvel. The area is also important for understanding Roman engineering and environmental impact. Las Médulas is considered one of the earliest examples of large-scale industrialized resource extraction in Europe. Beyond its history, it's a haven for biodiversity and traditional rural life, where chestnuts, bees, and oral legends are still part of the cultural fabric. Aigüestortes y Estany de Sant Maurici National Park. This is the only national park in Catalonia, and it's called the Land of 1,000 Lakes. The park is a high mountain paradise in the Pyrenees, known for its spectacular alpine scenery, glacial lakes, and meandering streams. The name Aigüestortes literally means twisted waters, referring to the serpentine rivers and bogs that wind through the valleys, while Estany de Sant Maurici refers to one of the park's most iconic lakes, backed by the dramatic twin peaks of Els Encantats. Formed during the last ice age, the park boasts over 200 lakes, nestled between granite spires, pine forests, and wildflower meadows. Its elevation ranges from 1,200 to over 3,000 meters, making it home to diverse ecosystems. Though remote, this area has a long human history. Medieval shepherds once moved flocks through these valleys, and Romanesque churches like Sant Joan de Boy nearby are now UNESCO listed. In the 20th century, local efforts led to the park's protection in 1955, following debates over hydroelectric development. Today, the park is a living example of how conservation and traditional land use can coexist. It's not just a wild space. It's a mosaic of natural beauty, cultural heritage, and scientific value. Picos de Europa National Park. This is Spain's very first national park, established in 1918. Nestled in the Cantabrian Mountains, this rugged and dramatic region spans parts of Asturias, Cantabria, and Castile and Leon. Its name, Peaks of Europe, comes from sailors who reportedly spotted its snow-covered peaks from the Atlantic, using them as a navigational landmark. The park is home to limestone massifs that rise steeply from deep gorges carved by glacial rivers, such as the iconic Cairns Gorge. Wildlife thrives here. Golden eagles soar overhead, Cantabrian brown bears wander the forests, and chamois leap between crags. Picos de Europa was also a strategic area during the Spanish Civil War, where its difficult terrain became both a refuge and a battlefield. The Covadonga Lakes, a glacial lake duo set high in the mountains, are not only a scenic highlight but also near the revered sanctuary of Covadonga, where Christian forces won a pivotal battle against the Moors in 722 AD, marking the beginning of the Reconquista. With karst landscapes, ancient beech forests, and deep-rooted folklore, this park blends natural splendor with historical significance. Sierra Nevada National Park. This European destination offers snow-covered peaks and subtropical beaches within a 2-hour drive. Sierra Nevada National Park in Andalusia is that rare kind of place. It boasts the highest mountains in continental Spain, including Mulhacén, 3,479 meters, and Valletta, 3,398 meters, part of a range that formed from the collision of African and Eurasian tectonic plates. Designated a national park in 1999 and a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve before that, Sierra Nevada hosts one of the richest botanical diversities in Europe, with over 2,000 plant species, more than 60 of which are endemic. During the Moorish era, the park's snowmelt-fed sophisticated irrigation channels, acequias, still in use today. The Moors also left behind terrace farms and fortified villages that cling to the Alpizara hillsides, blending Islamic, Iberian, and Berber architectural styles. In more recent history, the mountains served as hideouts during the Spanish Civil War and later as centers of rural resistance. The area is also home to Europe's southernmost ski resort, drawing winter athletes just hours from Granada's historic Alhambra. Whether you're hiking among alpine wildflowers, spotting ibex on rocky ridges, or skiing above cloud cover, Sierra Nevada offers a rare blend of ecological importance. Caldera de Taburiente. Ever seen a volcano collapse into itself to form a vast green amphitheater? That's exactly what happened at Caldera de Taburiente on La Palma, one of the youngest and most geologically active islands in the Canary chain. This natural wonder is not a volcanic crater in the classic sense, but a massive erosion-formed basin measuring over 10 kilometers across and more than 2,000 meters deep. The caldera was formed millions of years ago by a combination of volcanic activity and landslides, then sculpted by water over time. Declared a national park in 1954, it features pine forests, deep ravines, waterfalls, and striking rock formations like Roque Adolf, once considered sacred by the indigenous Benaharite people. It also plays a key role in astronomy. The island's low light pollution and stable atmosphere have made nearby Roque de los Muchachos home to one of the world's most advanced observatories. Caldera de Taburiente is also a biodiversity hotspot, home to species like the La Palma violet and the canary pine, which can survive forest fires thanks to its thick bark and ability to resprout. It's not just a geologic marvel. It's a cultural and ecological treasure, blending myth, science, and wilderness in one breathtaking bowl of green. Ordesa y Monte Perdido National Park. What makes Monte Perdido, meaning Lost Mountain, so special? For starters, it's the highest limestone massif in all of Western Europe, towering at 3,355 meters. Ordesa y Monte Perdido National Park, established in 1918, along with Picos de Europa, sits in the Pyrenees of Huesca province and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This glacial valley system is a geologist's dream, shaped over millennia by tectonic collisions and ice age erosion. The Ordesa Valley is particularly striking, resembling a gigantic natural amphitheater with sheer cliffs, cascading waterfalls, and lush forests of fir, beech, and pine. The area played a significant role in early European mountaineering history. 19th century explorers braved the area's formidable terrain, drawn to the mystery of the lost peak. It also served as a covert escape route during World War II for people fleeing Nazi-occupied France into neutral Spain. The biodiversity here is staggering. Endemic species like the Pyrenean desman and the endangered bearded vulture make their homes in these valleys. Cultural traces of ancient shepherding traditions still survive in the high pastures, and seasonal livestock migration continues to this day. With its rare mix of towering peaks, glacial lakes, and living history, Ordesa y Monte Perdido stands as one of Spain's most visually and ecologically compelling national parks. La Hierra. You might be surprised to find out that world-class wine is grown right here, in the middle of a volcanic desert. In La Hierra, Lanzarote's most iconic wine region, ingenuity and nature come together in a way that's unlike anywhere else on Earth. After the devastating volcanic eruptions of the 1730s buried fertile farmland under meters of ash and lava, locals didn't abandon the land, they adapted. Today, the landscape is dotted with thousands of hand-dug pits, each containing a single vine surrounded by crescent-shaped stone walls. These pits are filled with pecan, a porous volcanic gravel that traps moisture from overnight mists and protects roots from the harsh sun. The result is a self-sustaining, low-water growing system that turns black lava into lush vineyards. La Hierra produces distinctive wines, especially the Malvasia grape variety, known for its mineral-rich, slightly sweet flavor. This centuries-old technique is still done largely by hand, preserving both tradition and ecosystem. Recognized as a protected landscape, La Hierra is more than a wine region. It's a living example of sustainable agriculture in extreme conditions. Walking through its moon-like terrain, with volcanoes on the horizon and rows of sunken vines at your feet, you witness a powerful story of resilience, innovation, and harmony between humans and nature. The Pink Lake of Torrevieja. This is Europe's largest salt lake, notable for its unique bubblegum pink water. Why is the lake bubblegum pink? And what makes it more than just a pretty photo op? The Laguna Salada de Torrevieja in southeastern Spain gets its signature pink hue from salt-loving bacteria and algae, particularly Dunaliella salina, that thrive in the lake's high salinity waters. When sunlight hits the algae, it intensifies the lake's coloration, especially during dry, hot months. But this isn't just a visual wonder. Torrevieja has been a major center for salt production since at least the 13th century, and today it remains one of Europe's largest salt-exporting regions. The neighboring Laguna de la Mata works in tandem with the Pink Lake as part of an ancient salt extraction system. These lakes are also part of a protected natural park, home to flamingos, avocets, and other migratory birds that depend on this unique ecosystem. The high salinity of the lake is comparable to the Dead Sea, allowing visitors to float effortlessly, though swimming is technically not permitted to protect the delicate environment. With walking trails and educational centers, the area is a fascinating blend of chemistry, ecology, and heritage. Torrevieja's Pink Lake isn't just Instagram famous. It's a working natural system where biology and geology in a surreal shade of rose. Cabo de Gata-N Natural Park. Where can you find Spain's only true desert next to some of its most pristine beaches? Cabo de Gata-N Natural Park, in southeastern Andalusia, is a rare blend of volcanic cliffs, arid plains, hidden coves, and turquoise waters. Declared a natural park in 1987 and later a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve, This area is geologically unique. Its rugged coastline was formed by ancient volcanic activity, creating jagged promontories, fossilized lava flows, and dramatic sea stacks. It also boasts the driest climate in Europe, with some spots receiving less than 200 millimeters of rain annually. Yet life thrives here. Salt flats near the village of San Miguel de Cabo de Gata attract flamingos and dozens of migratory bird species, while the marine ecosystems are home to seahorses, octopus, and rare coral. Historically, the region has always been remote and somewhat mystical. It served as a pirate haven during the Middle Ages and has inspired many Western films due to its wild, unspoiled scenery. The park also preserves traditional Mediterranean fishing villages like Los Negros and Agua Amarga, where whitewashed houses and slow rhythms reflect a pre-tourism lifestyle. Cabo de Gata is not just a place of scenic beauty. It's a crucial ecological sanctuary and a cultural time capsule in a world that's rapidly changing. Montseny Natural Park. This single mountain range contains Mediterranean, Atlantic, and alpine ecosystems all in one. That's the unique magic of Montseny Natural Park, located just an hour from Barcelona. This UNESCO Biosphere Reserve is a biodiversity hotspot where oak groves, home forests, beech woods, and alpine meadows coexist thanks to steep elevation changes and a varied microclimate. Montseny has been inhabited since Neolithic times, with megalithic tombs, Iberian settlements, and Roman remains scattered across its hills. In the Middle Ages, the region was dominated by monasteries and fortified farms, many of which still shape the cultural landscape today. The highest peak, Turó de El Home, provides sweeping views and is often cloaked in fog, a characteristic that gives the range a mysterious feel. Unlike many remote parks, Montseny is closely tied to urban life. It has long served as a green lung for Catalonia's heavily populated areas and has inspired generations of writers, botanists, and artists. In the 20th century, conservation efforts began early. It was declared a natural park in 1978 to preserve both its ecological richness and cultural legacy. It's also home to endemic species like the Montseny brook newt, found nowhere else on Earth. Garajonay National Park. This forest is older than the last ice age. Welcome to Garajonay National Park, located on the island of La Gomera in the Canary Islands, where ancient laurel forests called Lauri Silva have survived for millions of years. A UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1986, this park preserves a rare ecosystem that once covered much of southern Europe but now survives only in a few isolated pockets. The dense, mist-drenched forest thrives thanks to the island's unique climate. The trade winds carry moist air that condenses into a constant fog, nourishing this lush green world. The park is named after a tragic local legend of Geria and Garajonay, lovers whose fate echoes that of Romeo and Juliet. Unlike the alpine drama of Spain's mainland parks, Garajonay is a haven of soft trails, mossy rocks, and twisted tree trunks, offering an eerie, almost magical ambience. Historically, the park holds clues to pre-Hispanic Guanche culture, Archaeological finds show that the forest served ceremonial and practical purposes for these indigenous islanders. Garajonay also serves as a critical habitat for species found nowhere else, such as the laurel pigeon and the Gommern giant lizard. Its preservation has become a symbol of the Canary's commitment to biodiversity and sustainable tourism. A walk through Garajonay isn't just a hike. It's a journey back in ecological time. Playa de las Catedrales. Playa de las Catedrales, officially Praia das Catedrales in Galician, is located on the northern coast of Galicia, and its majestic sea arches, caves, and buttresses have earned it a place among Europe's most extraordinary beaches. These natural formations, which can reach up to 30 meters high, resemble the flying buttresses and vaulted ceilings of Gothic cathedrals, hence the name. The cliffs were shaped over thousands of years by relentless wave erosion, wind, and tidal forces. The beach is best visited at low tide, when visitors can walk beneath the towering rock arches and explore hidden coves and sea caves that are completely submerged at high tide. Due to its delicate structure and growing popularity, access to Playa de las Catedrales is regulated in summer months to preserve its integrity. Geologically, it's a perfect showcase of the power of sedimentary rock layers and coastal erosion. Culturally, it's wrapped in the mystique of Galicia's Celtic heritage, and local folklore speaks of sea spirits and hidden doorways beneath the rocks. It's not just a beach, it's a cathedral sculpted by nature, a sacred meeting place of land and ocean, science and legend. As our journey through Spanish nature comes to an end, we hope you've been inspired by the stunning landscapes this incredible country has to offer. If you enjoyed this virtual tour and want to discover more exciting travel destinations, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an adventure. Until then, happy travels!